One of the biggest deadweights on the American economy is indeed the federal income tax code. It is a cesspool of complexity and corruption, loaded with countless special provisions and politically generated payoffs.
Hello and welcome to the DOGE and Maha News Channel. My name is Chris. In this video, we're going to react to Steve Forbes. He is trying to convince Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk to push for a flat tax. He is thinking that DOGE is a great platform to do that. I think it's an interesting idea. Let's check it out.
President Trump should go for the flat tax. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy like the idea of radically simplifying the federal tax code. The two, of course, head up Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, an independent commission tasked with finding ways to slash government inefficiency and wasteful spending. One of the biggest deadweights on the American economy is indeed the federal income tax code. It is a cesspool of complexity and corruption, loaded with countless special provisions and politically generated payoffs. It's beyond understanding. IRS agents often give the wrong answer when taxpayers call the agency hotline for help. Several years ago, a magazine took a hypothetical family's finances and gave the information to 46 tax preparers, considered to be the best in the field. And you can guess what they got back: 46 different estimates of what the family would owe. No two experts could agree.
Wow, that's pretty shocking, actually. I would at least figure you can run the same formulas and come up with the same number. Wow, that's very interesting. I love how he called it a cesspool full of corruption. That is so true.
No wonder. The tax code itself and all of its attendant rules and regulations run to more than 16 million words and rising. 10 times what the length was back in the 1950s. Each year it gets worse as the Washington politicians load it up with new provisions and tax credits. The IRS estimates that we spend 6.5 billion hours a year filling out tax forms.
6.5 billion hours a year filling out tax forms? That's crazy. Wow. Of course, that's every single American that is filing taxes and all their CPAs and all that. Wow, what a waste of time.
The cost of complying with this monstrosity is horrific. Several years ago, a study from the Mercatus Center at George Mason University put the compliance costs as high as $378 billion. And the total economic costs, including work hours, at more than $600 billion. Today, those appalling numbers would be higher. All this puts an incalculable burden on individuals and businesses, thereby depriving us of a considerably higher standard of living. Go back 20 years and imagine how much better off we'd be today if those 100+ billions of hours and literally trillions of dollars had gone to developing new products and services, new medical devices and cures for diseases, instead of coping with this corrupt code. What a monumental waste of brain power. It is.
That is so true. He's making a lot of really solid points here. I mean, how much money has been wasted, how much time has been wasted. It's a huge burden for small companies, for big companies, of course. I mean, middle-sized companies have to have people just dedicated to tracking all the numbers so they can report their taxes quarterly. It's a huge burden. So if you can make some kind of flat tax where you just fill it out with 1 or 2 pages and it's very simple, every company in America could reduce headcount and save money. That would be a huge thing. And then plus all of our personal taxes, right? There would be a huge savings there as well. How many of us pay an accountant, a couple $100 just to do our taxes every single year? I mean, my taxes aren't that complicated, but if you have a small business or a sole proprietorship, you're going to have to pay a couple $100 just to have someone that has some reasonable amount of knowledge of the tax code actually fill out the paperwork for you.
It's awful, morally and economically. Trying to reform this ghastly beast is hopeless. The answer is to junk it and start over with a simple single rate system. That is, the flat tax. Here's how it would work. There'd be generous deductions for adults and children, and that's it. Under a proposal I put forth several years ago, a family of 4 would pay no federal income tax on their first $53,000 of salary and only 17% on anything above that. No tax on savings, no death taxes. You should be able to leave the world unmolested by the IRS.
True.
You could fill out your tax return with literally a few keystrokes on your computer or on a single sheet of paper. In devising a flat tax, it is important to ensure that everyone gets a tax cut, so we avoid wasteful debate on who's harmed or helped. Everyone comes out ahead. Critics claim a flat tax will hurt housing and charitable giving. Nonsense. When people earn more, they have more to spend on shelter and for philanthropy. Look at the success of things like GoFundMe, where many donations are regarded as gifts and thus not deductible. But people continue to donate.
Good point.
Nonetheless, some people will focus on what they lose in the way of deductions.
People give not to get some kind of tax break. People give just because they're charitable. That's ridiculous to think that they're going to give less because they're going to lose the tax break.
For these doubters, our flat tax would allow you to choose between the old system and the new flat tax. See which one is better for yourself. Corporations could get a flat tax as well, a 17% rate on profits. Companies could expense all investments. No more depreciation insanity. Elon Musk put it succinctly, quote, "Crazy idea. Let's simplify the tax code," end of quote. Amen to that. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening.
Well, what do you think about the idea of a flat tax, basically eliminating our current tax code, starting over with something super simple? I mean, could we actually reduce the number of IRS agents by 90%, maybe even more? Basically everything is automated. You just have a few IRS agents where their sole role is just to kind of audit all of the tax forms that are coming in and just look for any errors. But eventually AI could do all that. I mean, I think you could really save a ton of money by almost eliminating the IRS itself. So that is actually a good idea. Plus all the benefits to the economy for us when we do our personal taxes, as well as for corporations when they're doing their taxes. I mean, if everything is so much simpler, that would be amazing. I think it would really boost the economy. I think it would save the government a ton of money, and it would get rid of a bunch of corruption that's in there too, all the loopholes and things like that. So I don't know. I think it's a really interesting idea, and I would hope that DOGE could pursue that and maybe convince others. I know Steve Forbes has been talking about a flat tax for a number of years. Maybe it's something now that our legislators can get behind, especially with DOGE and all the support for that. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm putting together videos almost every single day with the latest DOGE information. So if that interests you, make sure you follow along, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get notified every single time I put out a new video. Also, I have a DOGE playlist, and if you want to watch more DOGE videos, go ahead and click on this playlist right here. Also, if you want to subscribe, go ahead and click on this button right here. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.